that's all. No problem. Boy, room's filling up. It's nice to see. Hi, everybody. If you don't have a call sign, that's fine. Just put your name. If you do have a call sign, I'd appreciate it for recording purposes. If you right-click on your name, your picture, you can put your call sign and name in there. If anybody has a problem with it, we can help you fix it. It's not a big deal, but it's just nice to know who we are, who's out there as the room fills up. We will be recording with John's permission.
Yep, no problem.
And Joe, I think you're going to be recording.
Yeah, actually, they're already started. YouTube Live and Zoom is recording.
I just see that you can cut the beginning off then when you double it up. I just see it come up that we are recording. So
yeah, I started the Zoom Live about maybe 4 minutes ago.
Could you send me the link so I could look at it on live on YouTube as it's recording?
Yeah, sir.
Thank you very much.
too bad Carlos couldn't stick. We had a lot of fun. That was I've been in ham radio many years, but I'll tell you, last Friday talking to Carlos and having the East Coast Reflector represented at 42,000 feet, 550 miles an hour. That was, I think, the one of the highlights of my career, and having those guys push our nets and so forth. It was a lot of fun. So we can now say the East Coast Reflector does have a jet at for aeronautical mobile purposes.
Did you give him a flag so we can drag the flag behind the plane too?
I don't think we ought to get in.
I don't think at 500 something miles an hour. I don't know if that's a good idea.
Carbon fiber flag.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Well, it is 7 o'clock. It is time
Yep,
to
7
start.
o'clock.
John, I was going to wait before I did that, but
Okay.
I was going to see if we wanted to do introductions. If if whatever you want, didn't have a chance to talk to you.
That's all right. If anybody that doesn't know me, my name is John, Whiskey 2, Hotel Charlie Bravo. Basically, I've been an operator now, oh God, 20-something years. And got into WinLink a couple of years ago. One of our former members, he was big into WinLink. He got us started, and well, we got a couple of guys going on it, and we finally actually got a real good foot grip on what WinLink does now. So when I was talking to the guys, they asked me if I could do a demonstration for you guys. So I put together a PowerPoint. I ain't the best at making PowerPoints, but I think it'll get all the information across to get everybody started. When I'm done with the PowerPoint, I'll do a live demo with my system to a WinLink server, which is about 4.5 miles from my shack here, and it's on VHF. And there's many servers all over the country on HF, VHF, UHF. So I'll just jump right into it. So basically, what WinLink is, okay, there we go. It's global radio email. A bunch of amateur radio guys set this up a few years ago, and their whole premise was you have your radio, and would be a good way to get email if you had no internet. So they came up with WinLink. It uses radio to radio, but then it goes to your computer, which is not connected to the internet, to the WinLink system where you get your messages. So what happens is, to get WinLink, these are all the downloads where you get all the WinLink programs from. I can send this file to Dick. I can email it to you, Dick, at the end of this. This way you can send it out and people have the links. Okay. So basically, you'll see like WinLink org user programs. There's a program called Vara. Vara is not the actual WinLink program. That is a sound card modem that you have to use. This guy that does it, he's in Spain. He made a high-speed sound modem. that lives in your computer. So if you have a computer that has a USB port on it, okay, you can connect your radio via your 6-pin mini DIN, and you can go right to your radio, or the USB to USB. My ICOM HF rig's got a USB on it, so I go from the computer to the radio. I use the soundboard in the computer with the Vara sound card, which is just a virtual sound card. It's software generated. And I'll show you what it looks like in a couple of minutes. Getting set up on WinLink is not hard at all. Okay. So basically right here it tells you about the software. All right. Now I really suggest you purchase the full version, which is $69, but I secured a discount. So if you mention that you're from the East Coast Reflector family, you'll get a $10 discount on the Vara license. So basically, the link was there where you get the Vara. That's why I'll send you the file and you can send it out there. It'll be easier that way. So if you do not have a USB port on your computer, you need an interface. There's several of them. You could spend $49 or you could spend $200. It's up to you. I have both versions. I played with many other versions of the devices. For my VHF station, I do use one of these by Masters Communications. It's called the DRA 100. Now, how that works is they have all different versions. You can go in through your RJ45 on the front of a radio that uses an RJ45 for a microphone, or you could go through the mini DIN on the back with the DRA 100 with the words DIN 6 at the end of that. So that's if you want to spend that kind of money. If you don't want to spend a lot of money, you buy this baby right here. And you could actually get this on Amazon. It's called a DigiRig.
Give me, John. Are you
Yes.
are you sharing your presentation? Because we're not seeing it.
You're not seeing it. What happened to the share screen? Hold
Yeah, we're
on.
not seeing the share screen.
Whoop. There, you seeing it now?
No.
Hold on.
I'm on.
There you go.
There it goes.
There we
All
go.
right, All right, let me back up. I was sharing it before. I must have dropped.
No, no, you haven't been sharing it.
Okay, let me go over to here. So I'll go right to this page here. So these are the WinLinks. These are what you have to download in order to use WinLink. Okay. You'll see winlink.org, Vara. When you go to the WinLink site and you click on user programs, all these pop up. So they make it very easy to find what you need. The Vara stuff, if you look, there's many versions of it. There's FM, there's VHF, there's chat, there's a terminal, and the AT program. The AT program is a experimental mode the guy's working with. It's not 100% operational yet. It's another mode that'll be coming out for Vara. So supposedly you'll be able to exchange large files at a faster speed. He's working on that. So like I was stating before, if your radio's got a USB connection on it, you're all set as far as you don't need an interface between your radio and your computer. The Vara software, though, is needed because of the protocol of the whole WinLink system. As far as devices, oh, turn that down. Sorry about that. My VHF system in my truck and my home has this box. It's made by Masters Communications. It's called the DRA 100. That is the actual sound card for the radio. So radios with a USB card jack on it already have a sound card in the radio. So you don't need one of these for like any of the new Yaesu's, ICOMs. You can just use the USB port and you'll be rocking and rolling as long as you buy a Vara license. These are the different models Okay. So basically, you can go through the RJ45 like I was saying before. If you have a dedicated rig, you're not going to use it for anything else. Or if you got a rig that you use for voice and phone, and you want to have digital capability, and it's got a DIN 6 on the back, you'd get the one with the DIN 6. If you already own a SignalLink, however, a SignalLink will work. However, you have to change the board in it unless it's a very recent SignalLink. I had a SignalLink here that I bought probably 10 years ago. I tried to use it, it wouldn't work. I wound up changing the board in it. I bought the board from Masters, he sells them, and I converted that one. And as a matter of fact, our server that we are going to use tonight is using that SignalLink with that board in it. When I bought the DRA 100, I donated that for the server so we could have a server over here in Suffolk County. So the other thing you can get, this is the DigiRig. This box is tiny. And when I mean tiny, I mean tiny. I have one right here. See if I can get it in the camera for you. That's the size of it. All right. So you get your USB to your computer, and then your audio out to your radio. And when you have all your cables hooked to it, it kind of looks like this. So this is going, this cable here would actually go to my VX6R, my handheld. And then the USB goes to my Toughbook computer. And I can send email from anywhere as long as I can hit a server. Moving on with that, when you order one of these, you got to make sure you get the right cables. And they got cables for everything. They got them for Bofang, ICOM, Yaesu, Kenwood. Some radios I never even heard of, they have the cables for. So it's pretty interesting. So just make sure your radio's listed, okay? And if you're going to use it for other radios, I suggest getting cables for your other radios as well. I do WinLink from the truck, and I do that on an ICOM, and it works pretty well. I really have no complaints with the setup that with the DigiRig. So when you set up, you do it once what you do is when you have WinLink and you open it up, you got to set it up. So you put your call sign in, you put in a non-WinLink email address, okay, and a recovery password. So if you forget your password for it, it'll send you an email and you can change your password and then log back in. And once you log in once on your system, if you're using the same one over and over again, it'll never ask you again for your password. And then setting up the VAR is not bad at all. I'll actually show you guys how to do that with my system here. So like I said, VAR is the software program, okay? Basically, it can handle higher speeds like Pactor and all the other stuff without spending $400 on a modem. So that's the benefit of it. Let me think here. Go to the next one. I put a lot in this PowerPoint, and this goes back to the Masters thing on how to set it up. There's some jumpers in them, but basically, when you order it, you tell them what you're doing, and it comes preset. It's like plug and play. Makes it very easy. Let's see. And then, if your radio doesn't have a standard 6 pin out, he has directions. 1 is audio out, 3 is PTT on the DIN on the back of the radio. So he's pretty good with that stuff, and you could always email the guy and he gets right back to you. So when you first download VAR, it's going to be in evaluation mode. It's not going to be full speed. So you can download it. It'll work, but it won't be as fast as if you had the license. Most people get it, they try it for a few days, and on the 25th day, they wind up buying the license. I know that's what I did.
Can I run all this in wine?
What was that?
Can I run all this in wine? Because I use a Mac.
Yes, yes, it'll work with Mac also. Yes. Yes, it will.
Awesome.
I have a MacBook that I tried it with. It does work.
Awesome. Thank you.
Not a problem. When you go to the WinLink program, it'll ask you if you have a Mac or if you have a Windows PC. Okay, so this is all about the current versions of WinLink. Sometimes when you open WinLink up, it'll say updating forms. It's all free. All the updates are free. WinLink is free. I mean, they'll ask you to support it. If you want to support it, you can. If you don't, you don't. They don't force you to pay money. It's free. All right. Then there's always the configuring your computer sound cost settings. Assuming you're using Windows 10, control panel on the setting menu. I got lost when I went to 11. I couldn't find my control panel. It was a whole nightmare. So as long as you get the sound card settings, because you got to adjust the audio levels, otherwise you'll overdrive the system and it won't be happy. The server will bark back at you. It'll give you a message that you're too high, you're too low, and I'll show you what happens when we ping. I can actually adjust it so you can see what it does. Okay, so when you start WinLink, okay, and if you're going to use FM, there's a drop down, and I'll show you on the actual program how to get to it. You got to be for FM, you got to be in Vera FM WinLink, not radio WinLink, not radio only. It's got to say Vera FM WinLink. Otherwise, you'll try to connect and nothing will happen. All right, you won't get a message that you can't connect. It will just keep pinging, and you're going to be not connecting, and you'll get very aggravated. Yeah, I did it one day. I came downstairs and I hit the program, and I'm like, "What the heck? I can't connect. The thing's only 4 miles away." You know, something to remember. Just make sure you're in Vera FM WinLink for FM ones, and for HF, it's Vera HF WinLink. Okay, so when you key up, it'll send 11 short transmissions with increasing tone levels. If you do like a auto tune on your Vera system, I suggest you do that because then you'll have the right level and you won't have to worry about it. Let me go to the next slide. All right, so this is about Vera setup. So basically, you'll see the Vera setup. In my system, I had to run it as an administrator. You get the good old pop-up there on the Windows computers. The licensing. Wherever you want to save it. All my stuff gets saved off the computer drive, so mine's not C, it's like Z or something like that. Yes, you want to create the desktop icon for it because you can go into there, just Vera by itself without WinLink and auto tune and choose your sound device and all of that. So that takes care of that. That's the destination where she goes. It's going to create the desktop, and then you get that. Once you get that, you're good to go. You can launch Vera. And this is what Vera looks like. You'll get that message if you have a Windows machine. Of course, you're going to allow access because you want to use the program. And that's basically what the Vera screen looks like. So this would be the settings tab. That's the view. There's different configurations of the display that you can look at. After 30 days, you'll get this. Okay? So it limits your rate to 1,188 beats per second, which is speed level 2. It disables digi repeaters. Okay? So basically, see, it says buy now for $69. When you click that, when you go to buy it, you'll have know you with the East Coast Reflector family, and you'll get $10 off. So the guy assured me that, this EA5 HV guy. He's a pretty good guy. He did it with my club a couple of years ago when everybody was very happy. So that's Vara's setup, and then you get that screen right there. So when you open that up, okay, you'll see command 8300, data 8301. You're going to be narrow for FM systems. If you got a digi repeater ID, you put that in there, and then your license would go on the other side. But you're in demo mode, so you just put your call sign in. You won't be putting the license number in. Now we get to the sound card setup. Now, sound card setup is very simple. You click sound card, you get this screen. Now, if you are using a USB to your radio, you will see this device right here, codec. Okay? If you're using a master's device, you will see PNP. Okay? USB PNP sound. I'll show you on my setup what it looks like so you know if you use an external device, if you're not going through USB. So there you go. So once you're done, your FM, Vera FM is now, you can close the program. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to get rid of this screen and I'm going to do a live demo of how this stuff works. Kill that. You guys see my screen?
Master, yeah. When you said that master setup, does that have anything to do with that interface for the audio?
Yes, it does. I can show you actually right here. I'll show you my station. Let me swing this mic over. Hold on. So that's my station right there. So this is the master's box. Okay. And that's my
You're
TMV
still
70.
sharing, John.
Yep. So you don't see my video?
See it good.
All right. All right. What I'll do, let me do the demo first, and then I'll show you my system over here. Okay, so let me just exit out of this stuff for a second here so I can show you how this stuff boots up. Get out of there, and get out. All right, come on. Auto update. Come on. Thank you. Okay, so you see my screen, right? And there we go. She booted up again. And we're just going to close that because it didn't do what I wanted to do. There we go. Now it should automatically open up the Vara for me. Come on. You click, see Vara FM WinLink right there? So mine will auto-populate because I have it set up to do that. So here's the settings. I'm going to go to sound card. Slide this over because it throws it on my other screen. So when you use the master's box, this is what you'll see. USB, PNB, sound DE. And then for the output, it says DEVI. And the PTT, this is important, is the RA board, which is the master's device. If that pops up with something else, it's not going to work. It's not going to key your radio. This is the drive level. Now, this is very important. You don't want to overdrive this thing because it will make the server very angry. Over to this screen, you see the VU meter moving, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to turn my receive audio up a little bit, and I'm going to make my machine angry. See how it's flickering red? And then I can make it solid red. You don't want to be there. You want to be right about there is where you want to be. And you could do that several ways. So now I'll do an auto tune, and this will actually ping the server. Come on. Okay, why are we not working? My computer's mad at me. Oh, this ain't good. It's always when you show somebody something that doesn't want to work right, right?
No,
Oh, there we go. There we go. I'm an idiot. I went to the wrong screen. That's why. All right, so I'll show you how to ping in a second. Okay, so when you this is the drive level, calibrate, and this is the server, W2TOB-10, that's on VHF over here. See this little plug? That is start calibration. So you hit it, and I'll get some audio out over here if I can for you. It'll do it in a second. That tells me everything is correct. See how it says approved? Now I'm going to do something nasty to the machine. Or actually, I'm gonna drop this transmit level down quite a bit, and we'll do this again and see what happens. I'm only running about 10 watts out of my radio for this, so let's see what happens here. See if it gives me a rejection. I'm still approved. Darn it! I was hoping it would fail. I'm too close to it to make it fail. But what'll happen is, like I said, you'll get all kinds of wacky messages. Let me do this, get rid of that, and let's just do a regular ping. Now this is a regular ping. This ain't an auto tune. This is a regular ping. And we'll see what happens here. Okay. Now I'm going to turn the receive all the way up, and I'll do a ping and see if we get any red. It's not going to cooperate tonight. And somebody else is connected right now, passing traffic. All right. So now this is the WinLink protocol right here, okay? Now this is the cool part. You click this box here in the right spot. It's a little picky. And you get your box to compose an email. So if you have saved your contacts, I'll show you how to do that too. You'd hit 2, and you get a breakdown of all your contacts. This is the very cool part about WinLink. Select template. You want to select this, and you hit this. And you get every form that you could think of. From state forms to FEMA forms, what they call general forms, state forms, ICS forms, mapping GIS forms. They have shares forms, radiograms, weather forms. We do a lot with weather forms here, especially when we're in hurricane season here on the island. And basically, you double click what you want to do, and it opens up. It throws it on my other screen, though. Hold on. Swing it over here for you. And this is what pops up. Okay? So you'd fill out all this information, and then get to the end, and you would hit submit. It will attach it to the email. It actually attaches it. Now, if I did that and sent it to you, when you opened it up, it would open up like that form. Same thing with ICS forms. All the ICS forms are in here. I mean, let's go ICS. And there they are. They're all there. From basic stuff to a blank form. I mean, they did a good job with it. They have the they got LA forms, they got mapping system forms, blood availability, humanitarian aids. It is quite complex. They got specialized forms, off-grid spotting and hunting, shares forms. You click on that. That's the forms they use. And where's the other one I'm looking for? There was another one I was going to show you. I can't find it. Why can't I find it? But anyway, you just, whatever one you want, you select it, you fill out the information. Once you fill out your headers on those forms, there's an option to save your header. So when you open up the form the next time, you don't have to put in your call sign, your name, your address, your grid square. It'll already pre-populate it, which is very nice. unfortunately, on some of the other protocols, you have to enter that in every single time, and it gets to be a pain. So now, let's do this. Let's kill this. So now if I wanted to just check my email, I would hit start. That tells me I'm connected. It'll poll looking for messages. And it should be empty right now, I believe. All right, there's nothing there right now. So let me do this. See if I can do this on this computer here. I'll send myself an email and show you what it looks like. Come on, mouse. Let's do this. And we're going to send it from my Gmail to the WinLink, and we'll see if she goes.
This is pretty impressive.
And one of my buddies just sent an email from his WinLink to my Gmail, which I just forwarded over, and we'll see if that comes through over here. But like I said, once you set it up, it is very easy to use. We're actually going to set up a second server deep into Nassau County, so it'll cover the west end of the island. This one covers out to about Patchogue. Does a pretty good job. Ah, look at that. I got messages. That's what you hit download to check messages. Okay. Open this up. This one was from the one that I sent. Test message for ECR. Okay. I sent that from my Gmail account out over the internet, which then went to the server and populated that form. So now let me see what the other one was that we got here, because I forwarded that from my buddy. That's what this one is. From radio rights, ECR test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So basically, you could send email from anywhere. And I've sent it from my HT out in the backyard, sitting at the table. My wife goes, "What are you doing now? What are you doing? What are you doing?" I said, I'm testing something. So I did it with a VX6R. I did it with a TF6A Kenwood. I did it with the 5100, the D74 Kenwood, and I even did it with a Bofang. I call Bofangs my throwaway radios. And it actually works with any tone also, and any tone radio with a DigiRig will work as well. So it's not hard to set up. I'll go here, settings on this. This is the setup. Oh, I got a session running. I can't do it, but I got a session running. I should know better. Kill you. Yep. All right. We're good there. Let's see if I can get there now. Oh, okay. Let's kill you. Say goodbye. And you say goodbye. Good. All right. We'll go to settings. This is the WinLink setup. So here you go. That's all the information you got to put in your WinLink setup. You put your name, create a password if you want to. You don't have to. A recovery email for when you forget the password. The grid square. This is my registration key. I did register mine. And then over here, you put your name, your address, your zip, your phone number, all of that. And then you keep your logs for 2 weeks. For HF guys, It's really neat. I'd have to go on the other computer and go on Zoom to show you how that probability chart works. It works quite well. When you click on it on stations, that's the other thing I'll show you. Hold on. Let me get out of this. Let's open you up over here. Let's wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. There we go. Okay, let's slide you over so I can see you. All right, so here you click channel selection. And these are all the repeaters that are WinLink or WinLink servers, not really repeaters. These are all WinLink servers. These are all over Long Island, all into New York City. And this is the bearings, and these are the miles that they are. So this is the direction if you're using a beam antenna, and this is the distance. So one W1AW does have one up on a frequency 145, 510. I have connected on it on really good nights. It's kind of a long haul from here, but it works quite well. This guy, W2GSA, he's in Jersey. From here, I can connect to his server on VHF. So my antenna sits at about 65 feet. It's got about 8 dB gain. So it works with a vertical. So I'm very happy with it. However, you see the ones like 8 miles from me. This thing is never on. This one is never on. The N2, this guy here, 43 miles away, he's always on. And I know this one's always on because that's the one that we put up. Now, if you have to update it, you could update it via the radio or the internet. You'd click the tab, and then look, there's a new guy there, not that other guy. The Dash 11 guy's gone. This guy's here now, 32 miles away. The guy I said that's never on, he's not even there anymore. So, yeah, what I'll do, Dick, I will send you that PowerPoint. This way you have all the links, and you can send out all those links to all the information that I gave everybody tonight. Make it easier that way.
Yeah, that would be.
Anybody? Yeah, anybody have any questions?
It's pretty awesome. I'm happy that it runs on Mac.
Yes.
I hate using that Wine emulator. I like using Linux, but this is going to be a heck of a lot easier.
This will work on both HF and the 2-meter.
Yes, you'll have to download the HF version of let me go to the other computer and go on Zoom. Hold on a second.
I think I've already got the software on my HF rig, my 7300.
Yeah, you just need all you need is the Varus. You have the Varus software already?
No, I don't. I put something on there, WinLink. I never got past the connect to the radio stage, just sending things on the internet.
Right. Yeah, you're gonna have a hard time without Vara because Vara is
Okay.
the talking to the radio.
That's something Aries group was talking about last night is WinLink. I said, it's good. I got a presentation tomorrow. Watch.
All right, let's boot you up. You awake? Yeah, you're awake. Okay, let me get the WinLink. Let me go over here. Let me get on Zoom on this side of the room here. Hold on. Where are we? And we want this one here. Yes, we do. All right, let me turn the volume down on this thing so we don't go screeching all over the place. Come on.
I don't want to get in trouble, but I'm enjoying.
All right, here I am. I'm on the
I just muted you, John. You could use the voice on the other laptop.
Okay, I don't know what happened here. You guys hear me?
We do.
Okay, no problem. Okay, so what we're looking at, this is my HF, this is the HF WinLink. Up in the corner here. Yeah, okay, come on.
You're muted.
Yeah, I can't hear a thing.
Yeah, hold on a sec. I'm trying to get to the control screen for Zoom to get to my. Seriously?
Your audio's cutting in and out. You're muted
Yeah, I'm
a
trying.
lot.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that mic's a little far from me. That's why. Hold on a second. See if we get that a little bit better there. All right. Can you hear me now?
Hear you fine.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh,
Yeah, we
okay.
can hear you.
Okay. Fantastic. All right. So this screen right here. Okay. See all this green? Green tells me I have a good shot at getting to any one of those. Now, how reliable is that path? Well, that path number is right here. So I'm going to try this guy here. He is 132 miles away from me. So this will automatically it should automatically change the frequency on your radio. Okay. This one's on 40 meters. So my dial on my radio says 7102. If you look at the box here, dial frequency 7102. Now I'm going to hit start, and we'll see if we connect up to this guy is upstate New York, KD2DO. Let's see if of course he's busy. He's always busy, that guy. We'll see if it connects. It might not connect. Sometimes it'll connect in between a connection, but chances are slim. It does happen, but I did connect. Look at that. So now I got a connection, and I just got to wait for it to go through and tell me how many minutes I got left on his server that I can use. Bearing 309 degrees, the range was 275 miles. I got 120 daily minutes remaining with that server right now. Now there are servers that are called peer-to-peer, and you find them a lot on HF. New York State has a peer-to-peer server, and I don't have it saved in here. I had to manually go to it. But the peer-to-peer, you can connect to it. Only if there's a message for you, you'll get it. You can send a message to the peer-to-peer, but you got to direct it. So the peer-to-peer stuff is a little confusing. You can send bulk messages out to it. I could send out a massive message to the peer-to-peer server, and then you guys would connect to that peer-to-peer server. And as long as I had your call sign in that header, you would download that message. You'd actually get it. So they did a couple of tests a couple of weeks ago with one of the drill messages. It did work quite well. So let's try another guy here. Let's see. Let's go to. We'll try this guy. We'll see if we can connect to this guy on 80 meters. See if we can get to this guy here. Let's see what happens here. Oh, and another thing you got to realize too, a lot of these rigs, all of this is an upper sideband, no matter where you are on the bands. upper sideband, and if your radio's got a data mode, make sure you got that enabled. Otherwise, the radio will not key up. So it's little things you got to think about when you're doing the HF stuff. That's a little bit different than VHF. This guy is not going to connect, I guess. Not looking good. So if you want to stop a connection, just hit stop and your radio will drop transmit. And you go back, you choose somebody else. Now, the other thing I want to show you is I'm using a USB port on this. So now I'm going to go to Vera CNC test setup. That's that. Get out of there. We want to go to the sound card. That's radio, radio, radio. Where's my Vera? Where are you? There you are. Vera hides itself sometimes when I open it up. All right, I'm back over here. The computer over there kind of went wacky, 10 by 1. All right, there we are. I think we're back. So basically, my Vara embeds itself down someplace in the toolbars on my computer when it opens. There it is. And we'll go to settings. And I just want to show you the difference with the sound card, because I'm going through the USB port on the radio. There you go. So there you go. That's what it looks like when you're doing the USB port on a radio. You'll see USB audio codec. If you're going through a different external device, you would see the PNP. Or if you're using a SignalLink, I believe, comes up as a codec on a SignalLink. On a Masters, it'll say PNP device. But USB to USB will be codec, CODEC. Whether you're on an ICOM, a Yaesu, not sure about the other rigs like the L-Crafts and the Tentex and all the other stuff, but Yaesu, Kenwood, and ICOM with a USB. Even some of those Zygo units, whatever those guys are buying now, they have USBs on them. They get the same protocol codec. So let me get off this machine here, go back to the other one, because that other one's got a better connection. Come on, John. Kill this one. Kill that. All right, I'm back over here. Back to normal. All right. Anybody have any questions on anything? Like I said, I'll send this file to Dick with all the links, and then if Vicky or any of you guys want to put that into the next newsletter you guys put out, I have no problem with that.
We'll give you a link to send it all right to our server, John. And then she'll have it. We'll all have it. You're muted.
There we go. The space bar got stuck. Yeah, so yeah, I'll send that. I'll email it right to you, Dick. The whole presentation. This way you have it.
Great.
So anybody have any questions?
I don't have any questions. I think that was awesome.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
A lot more than the EchoLink, don't believe it or not.
Very informative, John. Thank you very much.
No, not a problem. The way I learned was I watched a guy do it, and I was like, that's pretty cool. And it was with much older equipment. It was much harder to do. I mean, it was like a ton of cables. It was a nightmare, and I was like, I'm not doing that. And then the signal leak came out. I said, all right, I'll give it a shot. And it was working for a while. We didn't have any servers around here. It was kind of a pain. And the other guy said, hey, did you hear about this guy? He's got this device, blah, 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 yada, yada. I said, okay, let me give it a shot. So once I got this working with the master's box over here, we didn't have a local server. So I said, all right, let's build a server. So our server is an ancient Yaesu mobile rig. It's hooked up to an antenna that's about 50 feet in the air. It's got a signal link and it's got a Nook computer running it. A little tiny cube computer runs it. Yeah,
Well,
if anybody,
I thank you again, John.
no, if anybody ever has a question or needs help, just go to QRZ. My email's good on QRZ. My call, of course, is in the box there, Whiskey 2 Hotel Charlie Bravo. And I'd be more than happy to help somebody out.
Have you ever used this with a TNC?
I used to use it with a TNC. I had some issues with it, and once they went to the all sound card modem setup, it's much more reliable.
How do all the WinLink servers backhaul the data between themselves? If the internet is totally down and we send a message to our local server, how does it get out into the world?
Well, if your local internet down, your server is most likely down. So you connect to a server that's outside of the affected area. So during Sandy, here on Long Island, we lost the internet for 3 days, give or take. So the only way to get a message out through email was through HF, and I would send a email to my relatives upstate New York to a station wherever my station connected to, which happened to be somewhere in Georgia.
Okay,
So they got a whole big server system that they maintain, okay, and it is pretty robust. So if your local servers are down, you go out of state, the other side of the country, and if you need to get an email to somebody that's outside of the affected area, you can do it.
okay, so as long as there's not a continental internet outage, we're in good shape.
Yes. Now, if there's a total outage, you can go to what's called VaraChat. VaraChat is radio to computer to radio to computer. And it's like a big chat box, and you can send messages back and forth in the chat. You can only connect to one station at a time, though. You can't have multiple people on a VaraChat. It's just one radio to one radio. And another program that we do use is FLDigi. That's another program, totally different than WinLink, and that is radio, computer to your radio to computer with no internet whatsoever, no matter where it goes. And inside that program is what they call FL Message, and that could send RACES forms, weather forms, all the same forms that are in WinLink. The only thing you can't do with FLDigi is you cannot email somebody.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, so FLDigi will work on VHF and HF. You don't pay for FLDigi, but like I said, you can't send emails. That's the only thing you can't do. Matter of fact, our club trailer that we have, all all three of our HF stations can do WinLink. They could do FL Digi. They have every capability that we would need if we were dispatched in an emergency to get information out.
No other questions?
Bob, did you figure out your watch?
No other questions? Well, thanks again, John. I just
Oh,
want to,
no.
I just want to tell everybody that tomorrow night we'll be in the Zoom room here again with Ask the Elmer, Be an Elmer. I see a lot of call signs that I'm not familiar with, and I think there are quite a number that might not be on the East Coast Reflector. Everybody's welcome to Ask an Elmer, Be an Elmer, the first and third Thursdays of every month at 8 o'clock, not at 8 o'clock, not 7 o'clock. We'll be in here. A great place to ask questions, especially for new people. So I invite everybody. This room runs 24/7. There's always, not always, but most of the time there's somebody in here, and everybody's welcome to use it. We have 50 rooms. This just happens to be the main room. So come join us. Ask an Elmer, Be an Elmer. We're pushing that. Put a lot of work into it and having a lot of good participation. I refer to it on the Morning Brew as a big round table in a coffee shop where guys and gals sit around and talk ham radio for a couple hours. Format just like this. And it's working out very, very well. So encourage everybody to come back. Thanks again, John. We really appreciate it.
Not a problem at all. I didn't mind. I was just going to share my screen one more time. I'm going to show you guys, show you a picture of our interior of our club trailer here. This way you'll know what I'm talking about. So that there is the inside of our Great South Bay Amateur Radio Club. We call it the MCOM trailer. This is an older picture. We no longer have the disco lights on the ceiling, but the radio.
I understand those were for press, correct?
What was that?
The disco lights, they were for press, weren't they?
Well, actually, no. Those disco lights were from one of our other members. The lighting underneath the bench, the LEDs that stick to stuff. Those are the ones that press put in, and he put a dimmer in that we had to change because it was creating havoc on VHF. But this is a little different now. The trailer, it's a little different with the setup. All the computers are the same. We did a big battery upgrade this past weekend. So we used to only have about 200 amps of battery power. Now we're up to 800 amps with solar panels on the roof. So we can actually go out and operate for hours and hours and hours. It's quite amazing. Let me see if I got the other pictures up. Do I have them? Do I have them? Yes, I do. So there's our happy installer.
That's right up my alley right there.
And here you go. There they are. 4 200 amp hour lithium ion batteries, smart lithium ions, fire retardant, Bluetooth to your phone and everything.
Sweet.
Yep. Right here, that's the Renogy. They call that the DC to DC charger. It's got an MPT solar charger built in.
Wow, that's awesome.
And then to the left of it, right there, that's the wires into the inverter / battery charger. When we fire up on mains, there's the inverter. You can see a better picture of it there. So we got bandpass filters on the wall. They go up to a triplexer. We set up 2 antennas, and we can have all 3 radios on the air on all different bands at the same time. So we got 10, 15, and 20 on a buddy hex, and 40 and 80 on an end-fed antenna wherever we go.
It's freaking weird.
Yeah, a bunch of members. We decided to buy the trailer. Club didn't have the money for it. We passed the hat, and we wound up with quite a bit. That's our buddy hex, by the way, by the lighthouse. You see the screen? You can see that on the screen, right?
I love the lighthouse.
Yeah, yeah. So that's the third weekend of August. That's Lighthouse Lightship Weekend, and we go to the Fire Island Lighthouse every single year for Lighthouse Lightship Weekend. So last year we brought the buddy hex with us, and we had a ball, absolute ball. My CW operators were working tons of Europe off that beam. It was insane.
Well, I got to run. Thank you, John. Very good.
Not a problem, Bill. I'm glad everybody enjoyed. Like I said, if you have any questions, feel free to email me.
Thank
And
you.
Right, and when you go, if you go to purchase that Varus stuff, make sure you mention that you saw the whole thing here on the East Coast Reflector. This way you get your discount.
All right, thanks again. Thanks everybody for coming. We do appreciate it.
Yep, thanks for the great audience. Much appreciated.
Yeah, I think what do we have? I think 40. I saw 48 in here. That's pretty good turnout for a Wednesday night.
I saw 50 at first.
Yeah, about 19 on YouTube Live.
And 19 YouTube. Okay.
Pretty good.
Not 9. 9 on YouTube.
Oh, 9. Thank you, Joe.
You're welcome.
Pretty good. It'll probably be up on our YouTube channel sometime tomorrow.
Actually, it's already on YouTube.
Yeah.
We
We're
did
no time.
YouTube Live.